morning sprints. I am very behind today. If you couldn't tell, if you can't, then that's great. If you can, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to pull up the timer. I slept in more than I needed to, but it was well deserved, well needed, because we built bookcases 2 and 3 yesterday. So one of them is completely built, it's ready for paint. The second one, all we have to do is cut the backer board piece, and then we can, once the backer board is on, then we can have that ready for paint. However, one of them is slightly different than the one that we built here. So if you take bookcase 1 and the very bottom shelf here, there's going to be like a section where it's blocked off, and that is to accommodate for this outlet. And we're putting a door on the front so that if I don't need access to it, I can kind of hide it in a sense. And so we're doing that for bookcases 2 and bookcase 4. Bookcase 4 will be a little more narrow. It won't be as wide as the other 3, mainly because of the spacing. And even if I move bookcase 1 down a little bit, I still have to account for these closet doors. So there's probably like that much space that I could move it down to make more space for bookcase 4. But I think this is fine. So we'll put in 2 and 3, and then we'll have to measure how much space we have left for this one. But that one also has an outlet, so we have to account for those. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But then I also have a bookcase that's going to go on this wall behind the laptop. And then there's another one that is going to go on the wall where the textbooks were. And the one that is for the textbooks, I think we can only go so high because of the shelf that's on the wall. But the textbooks are taller, so I need to find one of the textbooks and use that as measurement for how tall or how small the shelves can be, and that will determine how many shelves that is going to be. Does that make sense? I would like to do at least 6 shelves, and maybe that will alleviate some of the pressure that was on that textbook shelf. But we'll see. We'll see. I do have my coffee, so we're still in morning routine. I literally went up to the wire cooking breakfast. So I have not had breakfast yet. So I have to do that. So in the first sprint, I will be eating breakfast and then probably changing. This is my sleep shirt. I'll probably be changing so that I can get some painting done. And I have to help Alan cut the backer board. So that will probably be my first sprint, and I already have a load of laundry to fold. So that's where I'm at. But we are making progress. My body is so sore and hates me for it. But the sooner we get the library back together, the better. Then the rest of my house can go back to normal. So I thought about if we get painting to the painting part in like the sprinting time, I was thinking about taking you guys outside in the garage, but we'll see. I won't promise that. I'll say it's a possibility, but I'll say that it's a possibility that you could see me paint the bookcases. Then you could see the bookcases. If not, then you guys know that I will take pictures and put them in the Discord. You guys know that because I'm taking you guys along for the journey. You guys have been so supportive and asking how it's coming along that I just want to share. So let's see who all is here, and then we will get into the first sprint so that I can go eat real quick, and then we'll go from there. I would like to get some reading done also because I need to get caught up on my Darker Shade of Magic pages, but we'll see. First things first. And we have Ralphie. Ralphie, you say hi. There's people. You say hi to the people. Say good morning. Meow meow. Meow meow. All right, let's see who else here, Ralphie. Because Elena is here saying good morning. Good morning. She's doing well. Elena says she's 85% into The Divorce by Frida McFadden, and I also watched a movie last night, and it was good. What movie did you watch? Let us know what movie. My birthday will be 6 weeks from today. Nice. Doing a birthday party on July 25th. Well, I hope you have the best time at your birthday party. My husband's birthday's in July. I need to figure out what I'm going to get him. Tomorrow is my dad's birthday. Well, happy early birthday to your dad. Nadim is here. Hello. Good morning. Let us know what you're reading or working on. I believe last time you were reading a Stephen King. Yes, maybe. Let me know if I'm still correct or if you've moved on to something else. Nadim says happy birthday to Elena. And she says thanks so much. Nadim says, hope your father is doing well and staying healthy. Agreed. And that's all I see so far for comments. So I'm going to go ahead and star that one and pull up our timer. I've got a little strawberry knight squire. I'm not sure what they're called. Let me see. Let me see if he has a name. It was originally this one, but the strawberry is just a different color variant. So it's a Squire Sprout. How cute. Okay. So our Squire Sprout there, we've got the strawberry one. He is having some breakfast with me, although it looks like I'm eating soup. But it works. So let's go into our first sprint, and I'll see everyone back in 45 minutes. I'm going to eat and fold some laundry and possibly help with a backing board. We'll see. Happy reading. Welcome back from our first sprint. How did everybody do? I did eat breakfast, so we can change the timer location for the next sprint. I ate breakfast. I folded the load of laundry. And then there wasn't enough time to really go and help with cutting the backer board. So we're going to do that in the next sprint. But I did also write down the new books and authors that I picked up so I can add them to the unread TBR. I do have to go through that worksheet to see which ones are actually going to be I'm going to be removing. So the list will dwindle a little bit because I think I'm also going to remove a couple of other books that I saw in the pile of books in the solarium, which is where all of my books are being housed at the current moment, and then we'll go from there. Let me make myself bigger first of all, so you guys can actually see me. Hello, and but that's where I'm at. I do also have my new reading journal that starts in July. I have post-its because there's a couple of pages at the end that I'm not sure what to do with. So I'm thinking, because I was planning on creating a story graph, because someone was saying that they generate the monthly stats for you. Maybe towards the end, I could just have all the like monthly and then end of year stats. So I think that'll work out nicely. And then I don't have to really like create them. I can just get the information from Storygraph, set up the pages however I need to, and then go from there, see if I like it, if I don't like it, if it will continue in the next reading journal for next year. If it will, then I will incorporate the monthly stats into each month and then just have the end of year stats. I don't know. Does anybody know if Storygraph does like a mid-year stats? If they do, let me know, because that could help too in helping me design my next one. I don't know why. I feel like I have like eyelash or something in my eye. Hopefully it went away. But that's what I got up to. Let's see what you guys got up to. And I saw that a couple of people came in. So let's see who all popped in. Before we went to sprint, Nadine was saying to Elena, hope your father is doing well and staying healthy. And also is reading 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Lauren is here. Good morning, Lauren. Let us know what you're reading or working on. Molly Dot also popped in. Hello. I mostly wanted to rest today. I also need to sort out my meds for the next few days and hope to do something creative. You got this. And today would be a good day to rest. I know that if I wasn't working on the bookcases, I'd be resting because yesterday, my body is so sore and so angry with me because we built the bookcases. I wish I could just sleep all day, but I can't because I have almost 2 full bookcases to build. I have one for sure, and then the other one, like I said, needs the backer board, and then it's ready for paint. So I gotta get to work. This is me saying hello to Lauren and Molly Dot. Ren popped in. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ren. Listening to Kingdom of Ash and watching a K-drama on Netflix teach you a lesson. Huh. I've never heard of that. I do need to read Kingdom of Ash, but I am still in Crown of Midnight. And I haven't been able to read that much for like the past week. I think I read a little bit of A Darker Shade of Magic, but I have not been able to read anything else, and I'm not even caught up on A Darker Shade of Magic. So you know what I'll be doing this week. getting caught up, rereading, not rereading, but reading Crown of Midnight. Molly Dot says hey to Ren, and I said hi to Ren. And Jean is here. Good morning, Jean. How are you? Actually, it's almost afternoon. So, hello. Welcome in. We do have Ralphie. Ralphie is hanging out. He's decided he's going to sit on that side today. Molly Dot says hi to Jean, and Jean says, I am meeting with my writing group. Ooh, I hope you have a good, productive time. Toya is here. Hello, Alicia. Didn't know I wasn't subscribed, so I did. Thank you. Right now, I'm kind of doing a bit of everything. Me too. Today is laundry day. Today is sprinting day. Today is kind of tidying up the house day. But because we're building bookcases, that kind of takes priority. Because the sooner that this gets finished, the sooner I can get the house back together. It's a whole process. And I had my heart set on having like everything back together by the end of June. Well, that's not going to happen in 2 days. So, but between the rain and having to do other things for family and whatnot, then we've pushed back the timeline. As long as I can get my house back in order before the school year starts, then that's fine. So I have all of July now to get the bookcases built. Like I said, we just built 2 and 3. So now we have 3 more to build. And then all the bookcases will be accounted for. And then hopefully I can put everything back together in July. I still have to figure out how I want to organize it. I usually go by author's last name, but I don't know if I want to separate out nonfiction and then just have all of fiction together. I do have some wrapped books that if they get unwrapped, then they have to be accounted for on the shelves, right? So I can't exactly fill all of the shelves in case of those wrapped books because I don't know what the authors are. Like I know what the titles are because I have a list, but I don't know what number is which book, if that makes sense. Because some of these packages could be 1 book, could be 2 books, could be 4 books, because my husband helped me wrap them. So I don't know. And the way that this works with the wrapped books is my reading challenge. I have to read what's on my shelves in order to earn said wrapped book. But if I earn the wrapped books, whatever is unwrapped has to be added to the next month's TBR. So, and if I don't read those books in the next month, then they just keep moving forward. So if I earn more wrapped books, then I'm adding to it. And that I might have to change that. I might have to tweak it a little bit. So I don't know. We're doing a lot of things. My brain is going a mile a minute because I'm trying to figure out, I got to build bookcases, got to put it back together. I need to figure out how I'm going to organize. And because before I had a shelf that was just read books and then everything else was over here. But now I think I just kind of want to put everything alphabetically and maybe have a shelf for all the wrapped book stuff. But I still don't know if I want to separate nonfiction from fiction. Let me know your thoughts. And maybe that'll help me decide. Maybe I could put a poll up somewhere in my Discord and you guys can help me because I got to figure it out. Naomi is here. Hello. That sprint, I worked on my diorama kit, watched a booktube video, and played Animal Crossing for a bit. I have that one, I think. It's like Animal Crossing New Horizons or something. I have it. I haven't really played it, though. I have to go back into it. Hello, Olive. Um, Welcome in. If there's something that you would rather be called, let us know. Otherwise, I will call you Olive. Hi, everyone, and thanks for hosting, Alicia. Nice to have some motivation to be productive today. Yes, use these as sprints, as reading, productivity, whatever you need to work on. That's what we're here for. Mine are mostly productivity today. I hope to read, but I do have a few things that I'm working on. So, because I'm rebuilding my bookcases, if you're new and don't know, I have a bathroom that is connected to the library. So there was a water connection that broke, flooded the bathroom and into the carpet that used to be in this room. So we had to rip everything out, remove everything. I lost all of my bookcases. Thankfully, I only lost 12 books out of this entire library. And I had to redo the flooring, and we're rebuilding the bookcases. Instead of using particle board, we're using real wood. So this is what the room looks like now. You can see there's tile floor, a new rug, and this is the bookcase that we have built so far. But there are three other bookcases like this green one that are going to go on the back wall here. So that's what we're working on. And then two more on either side. And then I can reorganize everything. So today is productivity day for me. But I hopefully, cross fingers, I can squeeze in a little reading towards the end. We'll see. But hi, welcome. Let us know if you're what you're working on. Molly Get says, what about books that have been forwarded X a number of times? Get put in a not allowed shelf for a month? Not allowed shelf. So what do you mean? Like if they get forwarded several months, then I put them on a shelf. I can't touch them for X amount of time? About books that have been forwarded X number of times get put in a not allowed shelf for a month. So like I can't touch them for a month and then they can be added back. Interesting. I could do that. I will write that down. That is an idea. Sounds like the neighbors are having a party. I can hear their music from here. Books. Forward. X. Times. It's like the mere mention of music. They turned it up. I mentioned that I could hear it, and now they're like, yeah, she can hear it. Let's turn it up. Oh, it's so funny. Molly Dit says, I have my meds on my lap. Let's see if I have the spoons to get going. You got this, Molly. You got this. Molly Dot says, yeah, if you keep forwarding, either you don't really want to read them now or there's something off-putting you need to get through. Facing being not allowed to read them will help you decide. Ooh, and maybe make them more appealing. That's a good idea, actually. Might have to make a not allowed shelf. I could do that. That is not a bad idea. I like that. And I know some of those books that have been wrapped are series. So that then also maybe I could use that not allowed shelf, because if it's like a book 2 or book 3, I can put it on that shelf and then I have to read book 1 in order to access them. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Ooh, thank you. I like that idea. And Olive says, sorry to hear about the flooding ordeal. Wishing you all the best in getting everything sorted. Thank you. This this started Mother's Day weekend, so it's been ongoing since then. But as long as I see progress, then I'm happy, because the more progress we make, the more I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. So it is stressful at times for me seeing everything that was in this room out in the rest of the house, and therefore the rest of the house looks cluttered and disheveled and everything like that. Which, if you guys know me, I am very, very organized, very, like, everything has a place. But um, this just, I'm just like, can it be done? Can it be done? Can we hurry this along? But we're making progress, so that's all that matters. But thank you. I hope to have everything sorted. Like I said, before my kids go back to school, I hope to have it sorted. Molly Dot says this morning's meds are finally taken at 5 p.m. Oh, that's right, because you're in a different time zone than I am. I was like, hold on, it's not even 5. I forgot you got you're in a different time zone. Well, hopefully that doesn't throw off your medication schedule too much, and then you can, like, get back on track, so to speak. Molly Dot says, I like the series idea. Okay, cool. I like it too. That's not a bad idea. And Toya says, ooh, kitty! Ralphie, they're saying hi. Yeah. Are you just gonna say hi? Meow meow. No, you're just gonna sit there. Blinky blinky. He's just like, okay. Mr. Ralphie. There you go. Good boy. Meow meow. Meow. He's always hanging out with me. He's always hanging out. Molly Dutt says, I got the main idea from a task management system. You choose whichever task you want from page 1 of your list, and when you're left with only tasks you keep skipping, you need to either change it or you have to take it off the list. I like that task system. I need to use something like that, because I do have a lot of tasks that I do during the week. And if I could just, I like that. And you switch it up for reading. Oh, look at you. I like that idea. Now Ralphie's sitting on the floor. Molly says, I'm in Ireland. I normally have meds allocated and by my bed, but I was too tired when I came home last night. Fair enough. With all the work that we did yesterday, I completely agree. I think it took us 4 hours to cut the wood, build the bookcase, and, like, nail it together. And then we built the second one after making a Home Depot run. We made the second one, and like I said, all it needs is the backer board, and then I can paint both of them. So, but 8 hours of building bookcases, man, it is. My body's still screaming at me. Molly Dot says, I love that your cats close eye affection was caught on camera. He does that a lot. I've raised him since he was 2 weeks old. Um, and so he, like everywhere I go in the house, he's usually not too far. So if I'm here in the library, like when we start doing the book organization to put books back on the shelves, he will be here. He'll get pets. He'll lay down somewhere. He'll hang out. If I'm watching TV, he's usually right behind me or he's on my lap. He does not go too far. Like even right now, he's on the floor, but he's like right here. He's like right off camera, right on laying on the floor. And him and my other one is outside currently, but when she is close by, um, they usually sit as if they're guarding. They'll look away from me, but they will sit and guard me, like someone's gonna sneak up on me. I have impeccable hearing, at least for now. But he's never too far. Molly says, "Oh, you're making them from scratch? I assumed flat pack. Excellent work." No, you're talking about the bookcases? No, I can show you. Um, those bookcases are completely wood. So the only thing I've done is once they're built, then I go in and I paint them that green. That green is called Laurel Tree Green. It's 2 coats. We've done all wood, and then this one is the total height is 8 foot 6 inches. And then you see there's like a piece of fancy trim at the bottom. That is how we're building them. We're building them from scratch and out of wood because in the event that we have this happen again, we now have tile floor. So honestly, we can just mop it up. We can pull the rug up and have it, cleaned or whatever, taken outside and let it dry. And then the floor can get mopped, and then the bookcases are wood so that because like particle board, when you get it wet, it kind of puffs out, right? And because it's all like pressed wood glued together, these we won't have to worry about that. So then next time we just have to clean up. We really thought about how we wanted to do it in terms of in the event this happens again. We hope that it never happens again. And it probably won't now that we've taken precautions, because that's usually how it works. But we really want it to be like utilitarian in a way. So now that we've taken the necessary precautions, tile floor, wood bookcases, that kind of thing. Now it will probably never happen, but in the event it does, it'll be an easier cleanup. So, because before in here it was carpet, and the carpet, because we had like a vapor barrier, the vapor barrier helps protect the padding of the carpet in case of like I dropped something and spilled it. It protects the padding. But because it came from the bathroom, it basically went up under that vapor barrier. And there was no amount of like squeegeeing and vacuuming up the carpet with a wet vac. Were we going to be able to get that out? And we probably had about 25 gallons of water in the carpet alone. So, because until we don't know when it broke, to be honest. All I know is that I went to go get cat food from my cabinet, and there was water on the dining room floor, which is tile. And then I was like, where is this water coming from? Because it was a lot. And I followed it. It had gone up and around the wall, and it was already into the hallway, which was carpeted. And it was in the carpet in here. So I was able to go into the bathroom, which was flooded with like an inch of water, and then turn the water valve off to make it stop spewing. And then had to get all that done. So, and cleaned up. So 3 days it took to get most of the water out of the carpet just so that we could rip out the carpet. It took us 3 days to get all of the books out of the library and remove the bookcases. And then we had to go through and see if there was any damage elsewhere, which thankfully there wasn't. So it was a lot. So now we're making them. My husband's design. I had 6-foot bookcases, roughly, because they were Target bookcases. But no, these are going to be 8-foot, 6-inch bookcases. So I have more space. They're also wider. They're about 3 foot wide by 8 foot tall. So if I've managed to fill up these bookcases, then I have too many books. But can we really have too many books? I don't think so. So we'll see. I have a whole like earthy tone fairy doors and fairy lights theme that I'm envisioning. So you'll have to watch the vlog when it's done and uploaded. Molly Dot says, lovely green. I absolutely love it. It goes well with the chair here. And then it kind of ties in everything else because of the brown of the tile, the beige of the walls, and then the floor, the rug has blue with a little bit of beige and gray in it. So everything will tie in nicely. Molly says, hi all. Hi, Molly. What are you up to today, Molly? You're reading, being productive? And Molly Dot says, just need more shelves if you fill them. Well, I'm limited to this room. So, like I said, we still have 3 more to put on this wall. And then I will have one on the wall over here. And then there's a wall over here that I can put one in the corner. So, and that one will be, each of the ones on the side will be 7-foot tall bookcases, but one of them for sure will be 3 foot wide. I'm not sure about the other one yet. Maybe. If it is, then I'll have extra space on that one because one was textbooks. We still had some of our college textbooks. And then, so that will be a little more organized. And then this one over here, I had set up for like all the books that I had finished reading. But if I organize everything alphabetically, whether it is read or not read, I can start in this corner and then wrap around to these shelves all of the books. I just need to figure out if I'm going to start and like separate nonfiction against fiction. I don't think I have too many nonfiction books, so I would just have to alphabetize and maybe put them on their own shelves. The wrapped books would get their own shelf, and then everything else would be fiction. So then I could just start wherever nonfiction ends, and then I can just wrap it around the room. And then I could have all of my book series books back together, whether they're read or unread, and then go from there. Molly Dot says, hey, Twinsy. And that's to Molly. Molly Dot says, I have some college textbooks. I'm wondering if I dare cut them up for junk journaling. I mean, if they're out of date textbooks, you could, because it's not like you could sell them or they would be used, you know what I mean? So you could, but I would only do it if you plan on never using that textbook again. You know what I mean? That is a good idea, though. I do have some. Most of mine are like math and science, though. Maybe business. Agatha by the book. Hello. I don't believe you have been here before, so welcome in. I'll call you Agatha unless you have a different name that you would rather be called. But she says to Molly Dot, that's a good idea. I was in college in the 90s. Oh, I was just a little one in the 90s. I think I went to college early to mid 2000s. And because I moved around a little bit, I graduated with my bachelor's in 2013. That sounds about right. So that's when I went. All right. And Agatha says to Molly Dot, 80s for me, but mostly math textbooks. Ooh, do you work with a lot of like, are you like a math teacher or do math a lot? Let us know. I am going to start this comment. We're going to go into our second sprint. So let me pull up the timer so that we can switch locations because we have no longer eating. Let's see. Let's go to the garden. I haven't done the garden in a while. And then let's see. Do we want to? We don't want to paint. What am I going to be doing? I am probably going to go help with the bookcases. So maybe we'll experiment for this one. So there's our little strawberry squire. He's going to help us experiment. And we are going to go into our second sprint. Molly Dot says, I think I got rid of some, so probably all I have are computer science I thought would still be relevant. They might be. But it also depends on probably when they're published too. Because I know like with especially with computer science and everything's changing. So depending on how old the textbook is depending on if it's still relevant or not. Because newer textbooks are going to have the information, but they're also going to have the newer information as well. Molly Dot says, thanks to Agatha. And Jen is here. Hi, Alicia and chat. Sunday scaries have arrived, so trying to keep myself distracted. At a minimum, immersive reading The Covenant of Water at 14% currently. Well, I got you. We are here. We're going to be doing some experimenting with our timer there. She's doing potions. I am folding laundry and putting the backing board. We're about to do the backing board of bookcase 3. We've already built bookcase 2. And then we've built mostly built bookcase 3. So we just have to put the backing on, and then I can start painting after sprints today because I don't want to have to run back and forth. So we'll get the backer board on, and then I'll set it up for paint. They're turning out so well. One of them even has, I'll have to post in the Discord. I don't think I've posted the next ones. I'll see if I haven't. But one of the bookcases has like a little section blocked off from the rest of the shelf because that's where the outlet, that's the little alcove for the outlet. And so we're going to put a door on it so that if it's being used or not used, I can just kind of hide that outlet. And then if it is being used, I can either leave the door open or close it, but it has enough space so that the cords can run under the door. It's exciting. Oh, excuse me. I don't know where that yawn came from. But hopefully you're enjoying the Covenant of Water. We've got this. We'll help you get through the Sunday scaries. Molly Dot says, I have math books. I thought I would return to... Maybe I could paste definitions into a journal. You could just make an entire like math journal. Do definitions, concepts, whatever you like. I thought about doing that too. Molly Dot says hi to Jen and hugs. And Molly Dot says, I love the door idea, right? And I even have like a little sticker that's going to go on the outside of the door, so that it looks like it's a fairy door. So we'll have two of those because there'll be one on bookshelf 2 or bookcase 2 and bookcase 4. So I just have to pick what the second fairy door is going to look like. And that will tie in with the fairy lights. All right. I'm hoping that this room will be cozy and magical at the same time. And this will be like my dream library. I'm looking forward to it. But second sprint, and then I will see you guys back in 45 minutes. Molly Dot says, I was going to suggest a fairy door. I got you covered. I was thinking about how I wanted everything to look, and I was like, we got to have fairy door and fairy lights. So that's what I'm going to do. But let's go into our second sprint, and I will see everyone back here in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting. Hello, hello. How did everyone do on that second sprint? I did not get much done. We were supposed to go out to the garage to set up and cut the backing board, and my husband was playing Mario Kart with the kids, which is fine because they are doing their themed week for this week was gaming week. So they have been playing Mario Kart all week. So it'll be interesting to see what they get for their theme starting tomorrow, which is the new week. Um, and then I kind of hopped around, did some sprinting, and said hi to a couple of people. And then I wrote in my to do list notebook because I need to write my to do list for today for the rest of the day. And then I also need to do Monday. So that is where I'm at. Let's see what everyone else got up to. Did I miss? I think I misnumbered something. I sure did. Because that was the 25th. Friday was the 26th, not the 27th. I wrote this down and completely misnumbered. So yesterday was the 27th, and today is the 28th. I got there. I'm getting it. I'll figure it out. All right. And I will say the last sprint will be longer because I'm going to go out there, get my husband. We're going to cut the backing board, and he's going to put it into place. So that will be the majority of that last sprint. Let's see, where did we leave off? Here we go. Our last comment was the Molly Dot was suggesting the ferry door. I did also do an Amazon order. So because we order some of our water from Amazon, it comes faster and it's cheaper than the grocery store. So I made an order of water. I picked my other ferry doors, and now I'm just waiting to make sure that we don't need anything else because I try not to make too many Amazon orders. So we'll see. I do need to make that order, make sure there's nothing else that we need, and then I'm going to place the order. So that's the other thing I did. Molly Det says 3 evenings of meds done during the chatty bit. Mornings next. Nice. Molly Det says actual medication allocated for 5 mornings, just supplements left to do, but I'm on the verge of falling asleep again. Oh my goodness. Well, make sure you take care of yourself. If you need like a quick power nap, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. I know I felt like taking a nap yesterday. So, and I did put in some links that if you guys are interested in sprint hopping, we can check out our friends who are currently sprinting. I know Tula is doing the crafty sprints. And I thought Kiani was doing sprints, but I think she's doing a watch party. But you can still go and hit the like button and say hi. Brittany was sprinting, but I popped in to say my hellos and hit the like button, and she was ending. She was going through the last little chatty bit. So, but you can still go over there, rewatch it, hit the like button, however. Courtney popped in. Morning. Hello. Also, Tula popped in. Hi, Tula. I know she is currently sprinting. This is me saying all of the hellos, and that Brittany was just ending her sprints. Courtney says, hi, Tula, Alicia. I'm just waking up and getting my bearings. Fair enough. It is the weekend. Andy is here swinging by to say hi to Alicia and Pals. Hello, hello. Let us know what you're working on if you're going to stay and hang out. Dublin Jen is here. Good morning. Denise is also here. Hello. Just joined 15 minutes ago. I'm on page 86 of The Many Daughters of Afong Moy. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. Hopefully, you're enjoying it. Let us know. Molly says hi to Courtney. Jen says I worked on my cross stitch and got to 16% in the Covenant of Water. Nice. Molly says hi to Tula. Hi, Jen, Andy, and Denise. Molly says I can't type. No worries. I got you covered. I knew what you meant. Denise says to Jen, I loved The Covenant of Water, a 5-star and one of my favorite books. Ooh. I may have to check that out. Molly says, you're going to have fairy doors in your library? Yes, I do have one of them. I will go get because it's still packaged in the envelope to keep it safe. But I do have, they're like little stickers as fairy doors. So I'm going to put those. I have 2 for the doors that are going to sit on the bookcases that will house the outlets behind. So there's going to be 2 there, and then I have 3 others because I bought 1, and then I bought a pack of 4. So I'm going to use. I'm thinking about spreading the other 3 around the room. I don't know where yet. So I think it'll be very cute. It'll tie in with the theme. So yeah, we're gonna have fairy doors. I just don't know how many yet. Molly Dutt says I'm keeping track of personal curriculum and junk journal stuff in Chat GPT, but I've been getting the chats mixed up, so I'm trying to get ideas into the right chats. Ah, gotcha. I do want to do a personal curriculum, but I think that is going to have to wait until my kids go back to school because it's a lot going on right now. Jen says, Denise, I've missed you in the Mass First sprints. How are you? I am having a good time with Covenant. It's so different, and I love the literary flow of the writing. Ooh. Let me know how you like it when you're finished. I may add it to my TBR. Denise says, it's good so far. Nice, nice. Ooh, we skipped. Molly says to Molly Dot, you may know this already, but I just figured it out. But can you rename your Chat GPT chats? Ooh, that might help if you could do that. If you could rename them, then maybe you would know which one's which and take it from there. Molly Dot says the names are mostly okay, but I don't see them. I must change the project name to one of 2 characters so that I can see some of the chat name. Gotcha. And Molly says, I saw a DIY video where the woman cut out part of the wall and made a little fairy reading room. Well, that's kind of cool. I won't do that, but I won't do that. But I will. I mean, I thought about doing something like that because I would have the door that covers the access to the outlet, but I don't know how much space I'm going to have. So I figured I'd just put a fairy door on there to kind of decorate it a bit. And then I do have one of these DIY puzzles, and it kind of looks like a reading nook or library type thing. I'll show you. I'll get that in the fairy door, and I'll show you in the next chatty bit. Because they're quite cool, and I have to figure out how I'm going to display the one piece. Denise says to Jen, hello, I might not be the Denise you're thinking of. Not sure what Mass First is, but nice to meet you. So this may be possible. You may be a different Denise, but Mass First is a read-along that Jennifer and Jesse are doing. They are reading through all of the Sarah J. Maas. So they just finished, I believe, Throne of Glass. And then next month, I believe they are starting the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. And so they're reading all of Sarah J. Maas in order to read the newest books that are coming out in, I think one comes out in October and the other one comes out in January of next year. So, but yeah. Kelly is here. Happy time zone, my friends. I'm eating lunch, then reading The Last Graduate. Ooh, what are you having for lunch, Kelly? Now you're gonna make me hungry. I want to know what you're having for lunch. I don't know what I'm having for lunch yet. I don't know if we still have leftover pizza or if I have to make something. Jen says, haha, well, that's embarrassing. The niece I'm thinking of has a similar handle, lol. In that case, nice to meet you. Ooh. Now you have me like wanting to go back through the Mass First live streams and see how different the name is. Molly Dot says, I changed the project name, but it's not enough on the phone. Hopefully it'll help on the iPad. Let's cross fingers and hope it helps. Molly Dot says hi to Kelly. Kelly says, and Lexi, right? Yes, I forgot Lexi. So sorry. It's Jen, Jesse, and Lexi. Ooh, that's a mouthful. For Mass First, yes. I still need to get caught up. Don't ask me where I'm at because I am not where I want to be, and I feel like I just need to like focus on like binging so I can get caught up. But I will get there. Denise is doing the smiling emoji for Jen. And Kelly says, my lunch is a leftover chicken thigh and angel hair pasta with garlic butter and olive oil. That sounds delicious. Chicken with some angel hair pasta with those flavors? Yes, please. Molly Dot says, I need to eat something, maybe something on bread. There you go. Could have a sandwich, or you could have avocado toast. I don't know what ingredients you have, but I'm just throwing ideas out there. Chris calls us Gigi Lee. Is that right? That's funny. I mean, it works because Jen, Jesse, and Lexi. Or it could be Jesse, Jen, Lexi. Oh my goodness, the possibilities. Molly Dot says, it does help on the phone when I'm changing tabs, not when I'm in the chat. I think this will help a lot. There you go. Very nice, very nice. All right. That was the last comment I see. I'll see if there's any other comments that come in. I am going to set up the timer because the last one is going to be an hour. And the only reason I'm doing that is because it's going to give me and my husband time to pull out what we need for cutting the backer board. And then we will be able to cut the piece. And then from there, he'll be able to put the backer board piece on. And then that second bookcase that we built will be done. And then we'll set up the station so that when I'm done with sprints, I can go paint while he does yard work. I don't know if I'll be able to paint both of them at the same time because we're kind of limited on space, but we shall see. We shall see what happens. Worst case scenario, I paint one, do the first coat today, wait a couple of hours and do the second coat later. And then once that dries for a couple of days, then I can paint the other one in the meantime. And then by next weekend, both of them should be in the library. So we'll see what happens. But let me pull up the timer. Let's change our activity because we've been doing that. We had breakfast in the first sprint. Now we're experimenting in the second. So in the third, maybe we'll sit in the garden. He's trying to hack the little star. I won't be reading. I'll be working. So maybe we'll have her quote unquote gardening as in place of my work because I'm not gardening, but I'm working. So all right. And I don't see any other comments. So I'm gonna go ahead and put us into our final sprint. There's our sprint banner. And I will see you guys back in an hour. And I'll find those pieces for the next chatty bit. Happy sprinting. Make it count. All right, all right. How did we do on that final sprint? I am, as you can probably tell, pink in the face. It's hot and sweaty, and I had to turn the ceiling fan on because even though the AC's on, I still feel pretty hot. Because even though I'm out in the garage, today is a high of 93, which we are currently at, but the feels like temperature is 102. So I don't know what my hair is doing either, but it is very hot and sweaty. And but we did manage to cut the backer board, nail the backer board in place. We also had to cut out the section for where the little ferry door is going to go. We just cut off the backer board piece for that whole section. And then I have to paint the door that's going to go on the front. And then we're going to rearrange the garage so that both bookcases could be laid down either on cardboard or a tarp. And then I'll get to work painting. But we're definitely going to do like a paint the bookcases, take a break, paint the second bookcase, and then wait a couple of hours and see where we're at time wise. And I may be able to do the second coat today, which then means I can just let them dry and cure for a couple of days. And then my husband and his dad will move them into the library. I tried to move and help with this first one here, and we took a lot of breaks. Like I had to lift it, go a couple inches, set it down because I do not have the arm strength to carry that. So I told my husband that he's going to have to get his dad to help move them. And they basically have to like come out the garage around the house and then come in through the bathroom so that they can position them so that they can just kind of lean them up and up against the wall. So that is pretty much what I did for that entire sprint because it took us about 10-15 minutes to set up, which then left us 45 minutes. And then we had to cut the backer board. And then we had to use a handsaw to cut out the little section for the ferry door. And then go from there. And then all of it has been nailed. So once I end sprints, then I will probably change into my painting clothes and go from there. So that is what I did. I also got one of my little Canadian waters to kind of hydrate and boost the fuel. Make sure I stay hydrated. You know what I'm saying. Let me see where we left off. It was Molly Dot's last comment we had before the sprint. She said, it does help on the phone when I'm changing tabs, not when I'm in the chat. I think this will help a lot. Yay. Courtney says, sorry, got sidetracked with editing. No worries. Still productive. Very nice, very nice. Kelly says, I'm not going to make it to the end of sprints. I need a nap desperately. Too many nights up until the wee hours planning by reading journal and cutting pieces out. Ooh. Well, I hope I don't know if you're here, but if you've gone to take a nap, I hope you have a peaceful nap and re-energized when you wake up. I'll send you pictures of the bookcases and what you missed, which reminds me the things that I was going to show you. This is one of them. This is like one of those little DIY. I'm trying to figure out where I can put this so you can actually see it. But it's like a DIY mini house, but it's like a book haul. But it has, like, you have to put it together. Like, you have to, I guess, punch out the pieces, and then you have to, like, build the stairs, and then there's, like, a little light piece here. So, it's all wooden, metal, and paper, it says. And there's 888 pieces, which includes the LED lights that are going to go in here. So this is the, I guess, fairy library. This is what I'm calling it. So I have to build this. This was a birthday present from my husband's grandparents. So I was thinking about getting something like this, and then this showed up for my birthday. So I was like, oh my God. So there's that. And then the first of my fairy doors that has arrived is this one. So that's what it's going to look like. And it's just a little sticker that I'll put on the front of that door piece that goes on the bookcase. So then it looks like they go through here and then in through the inside. So that's the first one. Very earthy and plant-like, kind of ties in the colors of the brown and the green. And then the other ones that I purchased come in a variety of colors. Like one door is kind of like a pinkish orange. Another one has a green door and kind of the same theming as this, but not quite as big. And then the other one is, I think there's a blue door, and then the other one is like a brown beige door, I think. I'll show them in the vlog, and I'll post pictures in the Discord when I get them. But that's the things I was talking about before. Courtney says done and posted. Nice. Molly Dot says I have everything that accidentally went into one particular chat into the correct chat now. I'm sure there's more in other wrong chats. Oh, just little by little, you move what's not supposed to be there from one to the other, and it'll all be well. Courtney says you have a conundrum, Molly. And Courtney says, see, it is hot and rainy here. It's not raining. It's not raining here. I mean, it's hot. Yes, I agree. I don't know if we're getting rain today or not. I know we got some rain yesterday, and they must have heard me, the weather gods, because we were trying to cut the wood yesterday for the second bookcase, and we were like, man, it's starting to thunder. We need to hurry up and get everything back in. And it did not rain until we were done and we were back in the house. And then like 30 minutes later, torrential downpour. And it rained for a solid like 2 hours. And I was like, I'll take it. I got the bookcases cut. I'll take it. It claims it's going to rain around 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So we'll see if we actually get that rain. But it's not raining here. It's just hot. It's you. Denise says, read 17 pages and made some coffee. Thanks for sprints. You're so welcome. Come back anytime. I'm here Wednesday nights for 100 Pages Book Club and Sunday mornings. Molly Dot says, I generally eventually work it out. Today I asked for a list of my junk journal ideas and got a list that was much shorter than I expected and have to do with pressing plants. Interesting. Molly Dot says it was my flower press chat that I'd accidentally added junk journaling ideas to. Oh, I see. Jen says I got to 19% in Covenant and got almost all of the white on this one page I'm working on. I'm finally starting to see progress in this project. Nice. Oh, was that the cross stitch? Is that the cross stitch you're talking about? The white? Nice. What is it going to be a picture of when you're done? Agatha says in the house you can put it onto a towel and it will be able to slide or pull. Good luck. What is this in relation to? Maybe you're talking about moving the bookcases? No, they're too tall for the doorways. I do have 10-foot ceilings, but in order to get the bookcases in, I have to come through the bathroom door just to get it into the house. Because of the way that the doorway is for the garage, these are too tall to go through the garage door. So I have to come out and go around the house and then bring it in. Then after that, it's just a matter of like putting it against the wall and pushing it up. I would love it if I could do furniture, just furniture things to like slide it across the floor, but I can't do that. If it's not for the bookcases, then tell me what this is for. Ren says, made it to episode 4 of my K-drama. Thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. Molly Dot says, now I'm attempting to get my junk journal ideas now organized and maybe to split into new chats because the current junk journal chat is forgetting some and I haven't been recording them elsewhere. Ooh. Have you thought about doing like what's that website called? Is it Notion? Is that what? Because I've heard people use. I think it's Notion. People use it to like organize and make lists and things like that. Do you use that? Because that might be an idea to have just like a backup with your chat GPT stuff. Molly Dot says that looks cute, right? Molly Dot says I've bought a mini cafe with a bookshelf, but I haven't opened it. Never mind, started it. Yeah, I'm waiting until the library is back together, and then I will probably build this little mini house thing. I don't know how big it's going to be, so I have to build it and then see if it's even going to fit on the shelves. It might have to go on a shelf all of its own, but we shall see. Fancy fairy door, right? I think it's cute. Ties in with the colors. We have huge thunderstorms. My dog is freaking out. Dang, I want to go to the pool. If you lived closer, I mean, you could just come over and use mine. But no, we haven't gotten the thunderstorms yet. So we'll see. We'll see when they show up. Denise says to Molly Dot, I also do junk journaling. There's a couple of us here on YouTube that does it. Jen says it's a Notting Hill bookshop. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I can't wait to see the finished when it's all done. I feel like I may have seen that. That sounds familiar. I don't know, but either way, I want to see it when it's all done. Agatha says the bookcase. Yeah, yes, bookcases are 8 feet tall. So once they're painted and ready to be in, like put in here, I'll have to come through the bathroom door because we have 2. So there's one door that goes to the bathroom, and then there's a door in the bathroom that goes to the outside. And that's how I'll have to bring them in. So this might get shifted over to the other side when these bookcases that go behind me, when they go in, then I will have to probably shift that way. So sprints might be on the other side next week. You never know. Molly Dot says, yay, Denise. I'm new to them and haven't finished one yet. I started a new one each month because I'm doing monthly personal curriculum. This is the 3rd I've started. Nice. Molly Dot says, yeah, Notion would probably be good. It confuses me, though. I need to spend some time learning the basics. I would like to learn Notion as well. But I cannot do that right now. That is a to later problem. And Jen says, I have one of those bookshelf things too. We should figure out a way to do them together. Maybe a duo Maker's Quest sprint. Yeah. Let me know when you want to do it. I would say, I don't know when you want to do yours, but let me know and we can figure out something. Because I know probably most of July I'm going to be doing the library stuff. So, I would say maybe August, because I know the kids will be back in school. I don't know. Message me. We'll figure it out. Or I can send you a message in Discord or Instagram or wherever. Wherever. We could do that. All right. I could just crash your Friday when you're ready. I mean, you could do that too. I do have to see when I can schedule because I haven't scheduled anything for July yet. So I need to see when I'll be able to do July's because I'm only doing 2 in the month. I might be able to do more in August, but we'll see. Because July we do have a family trip. It's local, so we're not going too far. But I have to see when we're doing that. And then I can go from there. But it'll be on Fridays. Is there any particular Friday that you know you'll be available? Maybe we can do it then. We'll figure it out. All right. That is all I have. I don't see any other comments. I'll go ahead and get rid of our timer here and turn off our final sprint banner because if I don't, I'll come back in and it'll be on again. I don't know why it does that. Let me get rid of this one. I don't see any other comments. Ooh, my Steam is being updated. Yay. Nope, I don't want to sign back in. It just pops up in the middle of the screen and I'm like, hey, I was doing something. All right. So I have to go paint some bookcases. I will post some pictures of the bookcases before I paint them because I have to set them up and I'll add it to the Discord. Let me, just in case you aren't in the Discord and have no idea what I'm talking about, let me post the link to my Discord so you can come and join us. And then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about in terms of my library renovation, my unplanned library renovation, I should say. And you can also join us for 100 Pages Book Club, which is the next time you guys will see me live. I will be with Kelly on Cursed Dragon Ship. That's her channel. We do Monday through Friday morning time pirates writing sprints. Sometimes we read those, sometimes we do other things, but mostly for writing. And that is tomorrow at 9 a.m. my time, Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. So I'll be there Monday through Friday. And then Wednesday night is 100 Pages Book Club at 8:30 Eastern. We are currently reading A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, so you can come join us for that. You don't have to read the book, but you can use the sprints as you need to. Productivity, reading your own book, that kind of thing. Molly Dot says, good luck with the bookshelves. Thank you. It's a matter of paint now. We gotta have this beautiful green color added. I think I found a nice nifty little tool that will help it make it a little easier and go a little faster. So I'm going to test it out today and see how it works. See how well. And here's the link to my Discord. If you're not already in there, you can go and join and chat. You can showcase your crafts and what you're reading. You can see the pictures for the library renovation. You can see the book club and all of our discussions, all of the fun things. So, on that note, I will say goodbye. I'll see you in the interwebs, the chats, all of the things over the course of the week. And I'll see you next Sunday if I don't see you during the week. Have a good rest of your weekend. And if you're in a hot and rainy area, stay cool, stay dry. If you have good, nice weather, enjoy. And Olive says, thank you and take care, everyone. You as well. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today, everyone. And I will see you around the internet. Bye.